Good morning. Good morning, everyone. My name is Rosemary Brannigan. Welcome to the Fair Housing Commission. I'm the supervisor for the commission. I'm just going around the room just to see who is here and who you all are. Alex Frederick, who are you, sir? Who are you representing? You're the landlord? You're on mute.
Yes, sorry. No, I'm represented by Mr. Marvin Haber. I was,
Okay. Agent? Are you the agent, sir?
I am an agent, yes.
Okay, thank you. Uh, Mr. Haber, who are you representing here today? You're on mute, sir. You're still on mute. In the top right corner, there should be that little, yeah.
There we go. All right.
There you go. Perfect. And who are you representing today, please?
I represent Mr. Frederick.
Okay, thank you. All right. Person on iPhone, can you take yourself off of mute and identify yourself, please?
Yeah, Debbie Payne, the tenant.
Okay, Debbie Payne. Okay. Is the landlord here today? Is the landlord Mr. Welcome? Is he here today? No. Okay. Maybe Alexis, can we call Mr. Payne? Mr.
Welcome. Mr.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah,
This is
Mr.
me.
Welcome.
I'm giving him a call.
Okay.
Okay, he should be joining any minute now.
Okay, thank you. Yamaris, is he in the weight room?
Nope, not yet.
Okay. Still no one, Myers?
No, no one has come through yet.
All right.
And Ms. Brannigan, for the record, Mr. Welcome did not file a formal response to the complaint in a timely fashion either.
Okay, thank you for pointing that out.
I'm on the phone with landlord. He's having an issue with his new computer, so he's gonna try to join on his cell phone.
Thank you. Still no landlord, Myers?
Yeah, still no landlord.
Okay. Maris, would you please put Mr. Frederick and Mr. Haber back in the weight room, and then we'll see well, I'm gonna try to call Mr. Welcome, see what's going on. Thank
Okay.
you.
No problem.
And would you put tenant back in there? Thank you, I appreciate it. So,
Hold on.
so, what do you think, Alexis? Is Mr. Welcome gonna be joining us or not?
He's trying to get it on his computer now because I guess it didn't work on the phone.
Oh,
I'm trying to help him.
I got him.
So-
He's in the waiting room.
Oh, you
Okay.
got okay.
Yay, Alexis.
Yay.
You got it. You
All right,
did it.
so I made them all.
Okay, bring everyone. Thanks, I appreciate it.
No problem.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Fair Housing Commission. Mr. Welcome, could you unmute yourself? Just let me know that you can hear us. Oh, hi, Mr. Welcome. Can you hear us?
Yeah,
Okay, we're about ready. Thanks for joining us today. We're about ready to begin, okay? So,
go ahead.
all right then. Good morning again to everyone. Welcome to the Fair Housing Commission. Before we begin this, we're going to start to record our hearing. Okay. Before we begin, I just have a few things to go over with you before we start the formal hearing. Okay. First of all, for today's hearing, this matter is being recorded. Everything you say, everything you do will be recorded, will stay as part of the file. Please be mindful of what you say and what you do. Also, for an appeal of a final order, you will need a copy of this recording that you will then have to get transcribed for the final order appeal. Prior to the hearing, the commissioners met and reviewed the documents that were submitted by all the parties. If, however, during the hearing, you would like a specific document brought up or to be shown, please let us know what that specific document is, and we'll bring it up and we'll share it with everyone. Also, during today's hearings, the commissioners may take a break. They may ask you to go into a room and just wait while they discuss the case. Once you're in the room, it does not mean we're going to end the hearing. So when you're in the room, you will always be brought back to the commissioners. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to Alexis. Alexis will swear everyone in, introduce you to the commissioners, and then we'll get started with the hearing. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. This is the matter of Debbie Payne versus Charles Welcome. This is the first fair housing hearing for this matter. The docket number is 2025-01-07-19579. At this time, beginning with the tenant, can you please state and then spell your first and last name slowly and clearly for the record?
Debbie Payne, DEBBIE
Thank you. I'm going to move on to the landlord or owner. Can you please state and spell your first and last name slowly and clearly for the record?
Charles Welcome, CHARLES, Welcome, WELCOME.
Thank you very much. And now to the agent, can you please state your first and last name slowly and clearly for the record?
Alexander Frederick, ALEXANDER
Thank you very much. At this time, I would like to swear the parties in. Can you please all raise your right hands? Do you swear or affirm to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth so help you God?
I do.
Everyone unmute yourselves.
I do.
Yes, I do.
I do.
Thank you very much. Council, can you put your name on the record and state who you're representing? You're on mute.
Marvin S. Haber of the law firm of Haber DePaul LLC, representing Alex Frederick. Misspelled in the
very much.
complaint as Frederick.
Yes, thank you very much. The commission has 3 rules for today's hearing. First, do not speak over or interrupt each other, and do not speak over or interrupt the commissioners. Each party will have an opportunity to give testimony and present evidence. Second, please do not use generic phrases such as he or she. When you refer to an individual, please use the tenant, the landlord, or their name to keep the record clear. And third, when giving a date, please give a complete date that includes the year each time. The commissioners present today are Commissioner Baez and Commissioner Brunson. Thank you.
Hi, good morning and welcome to the Fair Housing Commission. I would just like to state for the record that given that we only have 2 commissioners present here this morning, the commission will not be issuing a final order. We will be taking this matter under advisement. I would also like to state that given that the tenant brought this case, we will begin with the tenant. She will present her evidence, and then the landlord will have an opportunity to respond. Mr. Harper, just to make clear, you are only here representing Mr. Frederick and only him.
Yes, that's correct. And I think you've read my papers. You know our position on this.
Yes,
Can
hi.
you just state it for the record, please?
Our position?
Yes.
Yes. Mr. Frederick signed a lease agreement, a listing agreement through his company, who was not named as a defendant, Keller Williams and Power. Keller Williams and Power, in turn, leased the property through Mr. Frederick as a agent of the company. Mr. Frederick, if you review the the exhibit that we attached was the listing agreement between himself and Mr. Welcome, did not have any property management duties, and Mr. Frederick was misidentified as the property manager. Our position is that when there was a complaint received by Ms. Payne, she forwarded over to Mr. Welcome. Mr. Welcome, in his lease agreement, had exclusive authority as to how to maintain the rentability and suitability and habitability of the unit itself. In fact, in paragraph 9,
Okay, I'm sorry,
9,
not to cut you off, but for the sake of time, I just need to understand ultimately your argument is that Mr. Frederick should not be a party to this case, given that he's not the landlord. He only served as the agent when renting the property to Ms. Payne.
correct,
Okay,
and
thank
has
you.
no
We'll take that
authority,
under consideration then.
had no
That's
authority
all I
to
need.
repair.
Thank you.
Okay,
That's all I need.
all
Okay,
right.
Ms. Payne, however, I cannot release your client at this time. That still needs to be considered by the quorum of the commissioners.
I understand. That's
Okay.
why we're here.
Ms. Payne, you filed this complaint with Fair Housing Commission on January 7th, 2025. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, and can you please state the property address for the record?
2213 West Tioga Street, apartment 3A.
Can you please continue with the zip code?
Oh, I'm sorry. Philadelphia, PA 19134.
Okay,
I mean 40. I'm sorry.
okay. And when did you move into this property?
November the 2nd.
And what was the monthly rent?
$11.50.
Okay. $1,150?
Correct.
Okay. And when you moved in, did you pay security deposit?
Yes.
Did you also pay last month's rent?
Yes.
So, okay. And when you first moved in, were you provided with a certificate of renter suitability?
Yes, everything was through our agents.
And were you provided a lead safe certificate?
Yes.
You filed this complaint with Fair Housing. Oh, I'm sorry. When was the last time that you paid rent to the landlord?
I didn't pay any because I only been there since November, and that's when all of this started happening.
Okay, so let's just be clear then. When you first moved in, what payments did you make to the landlord?
Just my security deposits. That was it. I didn't, far as any future payments, no. I didn't start making any payments.
Okay, so did you pay last month's rent?
Go ahead, you can move it.
Yeah, that was included in with the deposit because I made a deposit to Keller Williams and then the last insecurity to Mr. Welcome.
So what was the total amount that you gave?
I think that's 30. Hold up. Right, because my math be a little off. My math be a little off.
So according
That
to the
is
lease-
$34.50.
according to the lease that we have before us, it says that you paid $1,150. And then the remainder was $2,300.
Yeah, the 1,150 went to Keller Williams and remaining went to Wizard Realty.
Went to who? I'm sorry?
Wizard Realty, that's the name of the realtor that it was under.
It was paid to you to the landlord?
Yes, but I was saying the name of the realtor as far as the name of a company besides Mr. Welcome because it's called Wizard Realty,
Okay.
but it's supposed to be under Mr. Welcome.
Okay, so then last month's rent, first month's rent, and then security was ultimately paid.
Correct.
You filed this complaint with Fair Housing Commission alleging that your landlord retaliated against you.
Correct.
Can you please tell us exactly why you're here and what it is that you're seeking from the Fair Housing Commission?
Okay. Basically, I moved in on the 2nd of November. Everything was fine, far as appliances and everything like that. The main issue I had, far as what Mr. Welcome was at first was the communication. There wasn't really too much communication involved. That's the reason why we end up still going through agents, is because it was so hard to reach Mr. Welcome. So then further on, there were slight issues far as with the heating, and then there was 2 leaks that was going on under my sink, among other current issues that was going on. Now, certain issues had got resolved in regards to that.
But just for clarity, you're making statements about asking Mr. Welcome for repairs.
Yes, I was asking as far as repairs with regarding under my sink, because I had discovered that it was leaks that was going on under my sink. I had told him in
When
regards
did
to
you
that.
communicate to Mr. Welcome that you were having issues with your sink?
That was all at the beginning when I moved in there. Till I'll probably say I was probably a week in when I started reaching out at that time.
And how did you communicate those repairs to Mr. Welcome?
Verbal and via email.
Okay, did you provide proof to the commission of your communications with Mr. Welcome regarding the repair request?
Yes, I provided that and the threads from the agent, because majority of the conversation went through Mr. Frederick.
Okay, so regarding Mr. Frederick, what exactly you were asking Mr. Frederick to do?
I was just basically letting him know that I couldn't get in contact with the landlord, and just basically relating a message in regards to my issue and everything. And then that's when he just passed it down to him and everything. And then that's when I got the update of what was going on. But a lot of times, a lot of the conversations we went through our agents, because it was always a problem when I was trying to communicate with Mr. Welcome.
Okay, and when did you communicate to your landlord that you were going to withhold your rent
I sent that through via email
to,
to both of them, because I added both of them in the thread.
and who are both of them? Can you please?
I'm
specify
sorry,
individual
to the
names?
landlord and the agent, Mr. Frederick.
And when did you do that exactly? What date?
I did that. It's February. I did that December the 29th, if I'm not mistaken. I know it was towards the end of December when I had told in regards to that.
Okay. And what response, if any, did you receive from your landlord regarding your repair request?
He basically was saying, the landlord was stating that somebody was going to come out to resolve the issues. Certain issues got resolved, but not all of them.
I'm sorry?
I said, the landlord had put in a request in regards to my issues. Certain issues got resolved, but not all of them.
So which issues were resolved and which ones remained in this repair?
The leaks were resolved. I told the landlord in regards to my clogs, because for some reason, after they fixed the leak, the maintenance man fixed the leak, I started having both of my sinks start clogging up. So that didn't get resolved. The hot water got resolved. The the leak from the building got resolved, but the other ones that didn't get resolved was my heater, the window, and of course the clogs from my sink, and the leak that's on in regards to with my toilet.
So just for clarity's sake, all of these issues that you are saying were or were not resolved, these are the issues that you first told your landlord that were in disrepair and needed to be fixed?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
The issues that you're complaining about that you told your landlord needed to be fixed, you listed all of these when you first moved in or shortly thereafter?
Yes, so we was in far as with the heater and everything, that was verbal because Mr. Welcome had came to the apartment to see
I'm
exactly
sorry,
what was
wait,
going
I'm
on.
just trying to get a clear understanding when exactly you reported each repair request to your landlord.
All of them was in the same message towards the end of December, December the 29th.
December the 29th?
Yeah, it was towards the end of
I'm sorry,
December.
December the 29th?
I'm sorry, your phone is breaking up. Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
I'm trying to gain clarity from you. Exactly when did you report the repairs to the landlord?
I reported the reports for the landlord. I'm sorry. It was towards keep saying December. It was towards the end of November. So November the 29th. I don't know why I said December the 29th.
Okay. And so you also stated that some repairs were corrected, but others were not.
Correct.
Okay. So right now, which repairs are still not corrected?
The clauses still didn't get resolved far as with both of my sinks. The two windows that's in my apartment didn't get resolved, didn't get replaced. And the two heaters that's in my kids' room. And I also had let Mr. Welcome know that the fuse had went out, the electric went out in both of my kids' room, and he stated that he was going to have somebody to come out to see what was going on in regards to that, and that didn't get resolved either.
Okay, so right now I'm listing 4 items. Clogged
Yeah.
sink. Sorry?
Yes. No, I'm listening to you.
There's a clogged sink. There are windows that need to be repaired,
Mm-hmm.
heater, and then electrical issues.
Yes.
What exactly is wrong with the windows that need to be replaced?
Well, when I tried to put the window down, the whole window came out and it almost hit my daughter in the head. So it don't have no lock on it. It has no security on it, on either one of them.
And then specifically with the heater, what is wrong with the heater from your
I
perspective?
turned the heater on and woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning to my whole apartment smoking. So I turned it off. And that's never happened. So I didn't want it to accumulate to turning into flames. So I let him know in regards to that. And that was 3:45 in the morning when I had let him know in regards to that. So when,
I'm sorry, what date exactly? Because you're being very specific with a time, but I'm not as clear as to the date that you're referring to.
I had that was current. That was current far as with the heater, because I didn't have any issue in regards to the heater because Mr. Welcome had said that he was going to repair them if I
Okay,
had
Ms.
any
Payne, so
issue.
then this is where I'm a little confused, right? The heater, when did you first complain about the heater being in disrepair to the landlord?
Well, that's why I said this one, that's the only new issue that I had that I had updated in regards to that.
And when
But
was that done?
that was done, hold on. That was done back. That was February 3rd.
Okay, so February 3rd, regarding the heater, that was done. The sink?
The sink far as me it not getting done or me reporting it.
Reporting it?
That was back in November the
Okay.
29th.
The windows?
The windows, that was in the same time frame as the I'm sorry, the first suggestion. I'm sorry. Back in November 29th. All of that, the only thing that was new was the heater.
And
Far
so
as
the electrical issues?
yeah, those two are the newest things that just happened. As far as everything else, that's all at the beginning of when I moved in.
Okay, so then if we can go back to then the things that occurred in November of 2024,
Okay.
things in the window, did your landlord send anyone out to repair these issues?
No.
So no one came out to repair these issues?
As far as what my windows now. My
No, I'm not.
leak,
Any
the
of these
my
issues?
yeah, the far as with the leak got resolved. They end up coming out and
No, I'm sorry, the sink. We're talking about the things that are not resolved yet.
Okay, yeah, as far as with the clog, it's not done. The heater is not
But my
resolved.
question to you
window.
was, did your landlord send anyone out to repair these issues?
No.
So no one came out to look and investigate exactly what's going on with the sink?
As far as with my
I'm not asking you whether or not they fixed it, whether or not someone came out to investigate the issue.
that one time, and that was in regards to with my leak, so they checked to see why it was clogging up. But far at anything after that, no, they
Okay.
haven't followed up with it.
Has anyone come out to investigate the issues with the windows?
No.
Okay. And then the issues of the heater and the electrical, from my understanding, is that you recently are having issues with that. You stated February 3rd. Have you communicated to your landlord that these issues are in need of repair?
Yes, I did it via email. That's why February 3rd is when I reached out to him in regards to that, and he said
Okay.
that he was going to send someone out.
Okay. Commissioner Brunson, do you have any questions for the tenant?
I do not.
Ms. Payne, is there something else that you would like for us to know before we move on to your landlord?
No.
You
That
will
was it.
have another opportunity to give us final remarks.
Okay, well, I'll just do it at the end if anything comes up. But as far as right now, no.
Mr. Haber, do you have any questions for the tenant?
Just very briefly, Miss Payne, when you did initially contact Mr. Frederick, did he seem receptive to try to help you?
Yes, he reached out to the landlord in regards to, relating the message, but that was the most that he can do because he couldn't do anything else as far as physical wise
Right.
like that. But yeah, he
Right, because
definitely,
he was okay.
Go-
I'm sorry.
go
Because
ahead.
he was the listing agent, and he was not responsible for the repairs of the property pursuant to your lease agreement with Mr. Welcome, correct?
Yes, that's the reason why I wouldn't think that he would be in charge of that. That's the reason why only reason why I reached out to him because I couldn't get in contact with Mr. Welcome, but everybody else can get in contact with him. So
Okay.
that's the reason why we
I
did
think we
that.
understand that perspective then.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't
Well,
need it.
okay. I understand that, Commissioner. I just want to make you. I want to make sure this record is clear.
It is
because
clear,
this-
sir. We just need to move on.
Okay.
It's very clear.
All right. All right. Very
Mr.
good. Thank
Welcome?
you.
Mr. Welcome, can you hear me? If you can unmute yourself, sir.
Can you hear me
Oh.
okay?
Yes, I can hear you now. Thank you.
Okay.
Before you give any testimony regarding what the tenant has stated, I would just like to confirm that you have a license for this property.
Yes.
Okay, we do have evidence that there is an active license for this property. You heard the testimony from the tenant, and she does admit to have been provided a certificate of renter suitability and also a Let's Safe certificate. So that's not in dispute. I would like to understand, when was the last time that rent was paid by the tenant to you?
She never paid me any rent other than, when she first moved in with a security deposit and her last month's rent.
Okay,
She
so
paid
right
her
now,
first and last month's rent in the
So you
beginning when
are-
she first moved in. She never paid rent after that since
okay,
she's
so
been there.
she hasn't paid rent for December through the present.
November to the present.
Okay, my
She
understanding
moved.
was that, I'm sorry, sir. My understanding was that she paid the $1,150 to the realtor, and then she paid to you last month's rent and a security deposit. Is that incorrect?
Yes, she did. She paid the last month's rent and security deposit. She
Okay,
paid. Her lease was dated on 10/30, and she paid that first month's rent with a security deposit. Yes, and she
no,
hasn't paid
my
anything since
understanding,
then.
according to the lease, was that first month's rent was paid directly to the realtor company, to Keller
Right.
Williams, who did the lease. And then
Mm-hmm.
the tenant paid last month's rent and a security deposit to you, the landlord.
Right.
Okay, so then first month's rent was indeed paid. Last month's rent was paid and a security deposit was paid. Tenant did not pay for December. She did not pay for January, and I'm assuming she has not paid for February.
Right.
Okay, so we're clear on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. You heard the testimony from the tenant. She made her statements that she made a number of repair requests to you. What is your response to that?
My response to that is false because she moved into a brand new apartment. That apartment was completely renovated before she moved in there. We did everything brand new in that house, in that
So, Mr.
apartment.
Welcome, I just want to be clear. Are you saying that she did not request repairs to you? Or are you saying that that her repair requests were not, from your perspective, legitimate?
From my point, it wasn't legitimate, but we
Okay,
did
but
investigate it. We did
okay,
investigate it, however.
right. So
And when we
that
did,
was my question to you, sir, was whether or not she made repair requests, not whether or not you agree with what she was requesting.
yeah,
Just so we are on the same page, okay? I just want to make sure that we all understand each other.
right, okay. So
So
what's your question? Go ahead. Go ask me the question
she
again.
ask you to make certain repairs?
Did she ask me? Of course, yeah. She emailed me, and I sent guys out there to take a look at what she was talking about, and we attempted to make those repairs, and we did. She had something to complain about every week almost,
Okay,
and
so
yeah,
go on.
and I sent my men up there to take care of it and everything, and at one time I personally went up there to about this clock she's talking about. I went up myself to see what that was about because I'd already sent the guys up there to do it. And she told me I couldn't come in because she wasn't dressed or some old stuff like that. But,
Okay. So the testimony that I understood from the tenant was that the only pending issues are from November are the clogged sink and then windows that need to be replaced or repair. The other two issues that she stated happened in early February. So you're still within the reasonable time to make those repairs. So we are not going to address them at this present time.
I hear you, but she's complaining about stuff that's not true, man. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with that apartment. I mean, the windows she's complaining about, they all primarily brand new. In fact, in a kid's room, they brand new windows. The bathroom window, there's only 4 windows in the whole apartment. The 2 in the bedrooms, and 1 in the kitchen area, and 1 in the bathroom. All those windows are new windows. The 2 in a kid's room are brand new. We put them in right before she moved in. The other ones was put in a few years back, but they're not. She talking about they falling out the window and all. That's not true, man. That's not true. There's no window in there that I need to take out and replace with another one. They all are good windows. Every one of them.
Okay. Have you personally gone out to the property to inspect?
Yeah, listen, sir, listen. I work here. She could come downstairs and come to me anytime she wants. My office is right next door to her. She knows I'm right here. So all she talking about, she can't communicate with me. That's not true. Because first of all, my information is right on a lease.
So, Mr.
She
Welcome,
could
I
have
just need
called
to
me. She never
understand,
called.
Mr. Welcome, I just need to understand whether or not you've personally gone out to the property to investigate.
Yes, sir, I have.
Okay.
And I addressed the issue she talked about each time. So, these new accusations, that's all brand new to me.
Like I stated, I only have 4 things. 2 things are from November, and then the remaining 2 were just recently reported to you. Issues with the heater and issues with the electrical in her children's room. The other two things are the sink, the clogged sink, and then the windows that need to be replaced.
The clogged sink and all that's been addressed. And we've been out. I sent 2 guys out there. In fact, I went myself to attempt to do it again after she complained after I sent the men out there. But she wouldn't let me come in and take a look at it myself because I had to pay to get this work done. And I did that. And I wanted to know why it wasn't done to her satisfaction nor mine. But she wouldn't even allow me to come in there to take a look. But, so that's the way that went as far as the clogged sink. And again, the other issues, I have no idea what she's talking about. far as the heaters and all that stuff, I don't know what she's talking about with that.
Okay. Commissioner Brunson, are there any questions for the landlord?
I do not have any questions. Thank you.
Ms. Payne, you heard what the landlord has stated regarding the.
Yep. Hello?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. He made a statement that he went out to try to resolve the issue with the sink. When was,
No, he didn't. The last time he came out, when he's talking about he came out himself, is when the leak got fixed. As far as
Okay.
with my clog, nobody haven't came out.
okay. Just for the record, have you contacted licenses and inspections?
I sure did, and somebody's supposed to been calling me today because my 20 days is up, but they said if nobody called, then I could call them.
Can I make a statement on his record, sir? Just for my own
One moment,
personal-
you have an opportunity to give
All right.
final remarks, okay?
All right.
Okay. Ms. Payne, can you exactly tell us what exactly is that you're seeking from fair housing? What is it that you want done?
No, I just want justice because I'm just, tired of these landlords thinking that,
You need to be very specific. What is it that you're asking for?
well, basically time to move because I'm definitely not staying there and stuff like that, especially with all the statements that Mr. Welcome has applied to me. And that's all I really want. It ain't really nothing in particular. Just time for me to move.
Okay, Mr. Welcome, any last statements that you want the fair housing to consider when we're considering this matter?
Yeah, I just, she wants to move. We want her to move. That's not a problem at all. And again, like I said, I'm a contractor, so I'm a contractor for the city of Philadelphia. So, as far as she's saying that she's trying to paint me as a slumlord, that's not true. I own property in this city. I've been owning them for years. And so all she's talking about, she's trying to, paint a picture of me being a slumlord and all that stuff. She live in a building which is the best unit in the building. And she moved in it, and I knew everything was good in there because we had just went in there and put a ton of money in there
Okay,
renovating.
Mr. Welcome. Okay, we understand your perspective. I don't think that you're introducing any additional evidence that we haven't heard yet.
No, I don't know.
So-
I'm just no. Okay.
Okay, so thank you. With that, then the Fair Housing Commission will take this matter under advisement, and we will communicate with the parties when we finally reach a final order. Mr. Harbour, we will also communicate with you and your client about your motion that you made to have Mr. Frederick removed from this complaint.
Yes, and my name is Haber, not Harbor, but
I'm
just for the
sorry,
record,
Haber.
Haber. And
Thank you.
remember, Mr. Frederick is Frederick.
Understood. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. Appreciate your time.
Parties are free to go.